Hey guys, in this episode we will look into UI skill indicators for the first and second abilities, having a skill shot indicator for the first ability and a circle radius for the second ability. The first thing we're going to do is remove the ability script we had on the 2D canvas from the last episode and have it on our player instead. The best way is to just copy it so the variables stay the same and you don't have to drag everything back in the inspector. Next, we're going to create another world space canvas on our player, but in this case I'll just duplicate the 3D health canvas. Be sure to delete this script in the duplicated canvas. I forgot to remove it until I finished recording, but I'm reminding you now since I might forget later on. Anyways, create an image game object that will lay flat on the floor. This will act as our skill shot for our first ability. These are my settings, but feel free to adjust yours accordingly to whatever you feel like. I had some pre-made assets for the skills made by my girlfriend and had them imported into Unity. I dragged the arrow image in the image sprite slot under the ability 1 canvas, and voila, it looks like a MOBA ability indicator. I did the same thing for the second ability. Created a canvas, added an image. These are the settings for the canvas and image if you want to copy them. Afterwards, I created another canvas and image for the radius indicator. With everything on the game scene pretty much set up, it's time to start coding. Open up the ability script and we're going to start with the ability 1 input variables. What we will need is vector 3 called position, public canvas called ability 1 canvas, public image named skill shot, and a public transform called player. Moving to our ability 2 input variables, we'll add public image named target circle, public image named indicator range circle, public canvas called ability 2 canvas, a private vector 3 named pos up or position up, and finally a public float called max ability 2 distance, which will determine the range of where you can cast the ability. In the start method, we'll have the skill shot, target circle, and indicator range circle all equal to false. That can be done by doing a simple .getComponent image.enabled and then equal to false. Following up in the update method, we'll write a raycast hit called hit and array called ray, and have it equal to camera.main.screen2pointRay bracket input.mousePosition. For the ability 1 mouse input, we'll do an if physics.raycast bracket ray and out called hit with the range of mathf.infinity, have position equal to a new vector 3 with the values hitPoint.x, hitPoint.y, and hitPoint.z. For the ability 2 mouse input, we'll do another if physics.ray, out hit, mathf.infinity, and write an if statement where if hit.collider.gameObject is not equal to this game object, pos up will equal to a new vector 3, hitPoint.x, 10, and hitPoint.z, and in a new line, have the position equal to hit.point. That's all for the mouse inputs. Now it's time for the canvas inputs. First, write quaternion transrot equal to a quaternion.lookRotation and store position minus the player.transform.position. Have the ability 1 canvas.transform.rotation equal to a rotation lerp where you store transrot ability 1 canvas.transform.rotation and a float 0. For the ability 2 canvas input, write a variable called hitPosDirection which will equal to hit.point minus transform.position.normalized. We'll have a float called distance which will be equal to vector 3 distance and store hit.point and the transform.position, and have distance again equal to mathf.min bracket distance and the max ability 2 distance variable. Create a new variable called new hitPos and have it equal to transform.position plus hitPosDirection times the distance. Then finally, ability 2 canvas.transform.position will equal to the new hitPos. Now that everything is set up, it's time to enable and disable the images on the ability method. Going to the first ability method, under the if statement, we're going to have a skillshot.getComponent image.enable equal to true. Also, since we're going to show the first ability, you want the second ability UI to be disabled while the skillshot UI is being shown. This is done by setting the indicator range circle and the target circle.getComponent both images to be set to false. We're going to copy the is cooldown and ability image 1 fill amount and put it in another if statement, where if skillshot.getComponent image is enabled and is equal to true, and you press the left mouse button, have the cooldown set to true and the fill amount equal to 1. It will then run the rest of the method that we coded in the previous video, and at the end of the method where if is cooldown, we will simply just set the skillshot image back to false. Repeat this for the second ability. Pretty much the same process as the first ability, disabling and enabling images at the start and moving the is cooldown to another if statement, and disabling the image again once it's done. Back to Unity, add all the images, canvas, and necessary things to the ability script in the inspector. I made the ability range to 5.5, but you can change it to whatever you like. That will also mean you would have to change the indicator image scale to fit the range. When I press play and use my abilities, you can see the indicators are working, and it will only go on cooldown once you press it again, depending on which ability you select. I do have this weird thing with the first skill shot, where I move the mouse closer to the player and the canvas goes up. I shouldn't worry about it too much, but if anyone else knows the solution to it, please let me know in the comments below. That's pretty much all for this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!